Before we march onto the fields of Sharpsburg, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another chapter of speedy history. Now, let's uncover the bloodiest single day in American history. September 17, 1862, dawned cold and gray over rural Maryland. Two great armies, the Union's Army of the Potomac under Major General George McClellan and the Confederacy's Army of Northern Virginia, by General Robert E. Lee, prepared to clash just north of Sharpsburg along the banks of Antietam Creek. What followed was 12 hours of savage combat, yielding nearly 23,000 casualties and forever etching this bloody encounter into the nation's memory. In late August 1862, after victories at Second Manassas and Chantilly, Robert E. Lee took the bold step of taking the war onto Union soil. His goals were twofold: to relieve war-torn Virginia of the burden of feeding his army and to sway Northern public opinion toward peace during the upcoming midterm elections. Crossing the Potomac River, Lee's 40,000 Confederates fanned out across the Maryland countryside. President Lincoln ordered General McClellan to halt Lee's invasion, yet McClellan moved with characteristic caution. By mid-September, his 75,000 men massed near Sharpsburg, numerical superiority that might have crushed Lee's forces outright. But delays allowed Lee to concentrate his troops along Antietam Creek, choosing high ground and defensible terrain for what would become history's bloodiest single day. At first light, Union Major General Joseph Hooker opened with an artillery bombardment against Stonewall Jackson's ranks near the Dunker Church. Union brigades surged forward into the tall corn, only to be met with withering Confederate musket fire. For hours, the iron-gray waves of infantry ebbed and flowed through the stalks, a landscape turned hellish by smoke, shrapnel, and cries of the wounded. As fighting in the cornfield died down, Union units under Major General William H. French veered into the sunken road. Confederate veterans had turned this old farm lane into a makeshift trench. For 4 hours, fierce assaults battered the stubborn defenders. When Union troops finally cleared the lane, they found it strewn with over 1,000 bodies and stained so deeply that locals dubbed it Bloody Lane. On the opposite flank, Major General Ambrose E. Burnside's 9th Corps struggled to cross Antietam Creek. A mere 500 Georgia sharpshooters, ensconced atop a wooded bluff, held the stone bridge for hours. Only when the bridge was finally taken did Union forces scale the heights, threatening Sharpsburg itself. But the timely arrival of Confederate reinforcements under A.P. Hill blunted the advance, and with it, any hope of a decisive Union breakthrough. As dusk fell, both armies held battered lines, uncertain who had truly won. Under cover of darkness on September 18th, Lee quietly withdrew across the Potomac River, leaving McClellan in possession of the field. Yet McClellan, ever cautious, did not pursue. President Lincoln, frustrated by missed opportunities, relieved him of command shortly thereafter. Antietam's significance extended far beyond its bloody statistics. Strategically, it halted Lee's northern invasion. Politically, it gave Lincoln the victory he needed to issue the preliminary Emancipation Proclamation on September 22, 1862, transforming the war into a moral crusade against slavery. And medically, Union Army surgeon Jonathan Letterman's efficient ambulance corps system debuted here, laying the foundation for modern battlefield medicine. Today, the fields and forests around Sharpsburg stand quietly. Yet each autumn, thousands of volunteers place 23,000 candles to honor those who fell on that fateful September day. Antietam remains a stark reminder of war's human cost and the courage of those who fought. As always, keep exploring history and discovering the stories behind the stories. See you next time.